is a guy who's just finding his footing in modern day, and then all of a sudden he's hit not just with a blast from the past, but a very personal blast from the past, and someone who's obviously undergone his own set of trauma. So it's a lot for Cap to swallow. That's the best thing about this movie. They give so much conflict for it. There's so many hurdles to overcome.
You know, I think it's also something that's plausible, that's realistic. I mean, listen, part of the sort of the research here and there that I was doing is, you know, when you think of soldiers that have been, for example, kidnapped and sort of held hostage by terrorists, or sort of, you know, for years and years, and there's amount of, I mean, like, think why is Homeland so specific? I mean, the guy comes back and he brought all of these new things with him that he's learned over there to survive. So, you know, there is a realistic sort of thing to this character in terms of the post-traumatic stress that he's suffering and so on. So it's always interesting to me to see that he represents all that. At least he did for me.
Whoa! Hey, Cap! I found those bad guys you were talking about. You okay? I'm not dead yet.
Their relationship starts as admiration, Sam admiring Cap because he's Captain America, and then it turns into a mutual respect. I mean, with Sam, he has so much, not only is he the Falcon, but he has so much education and background and tradition with the military that Cap comes to him kind of, you know, not in need, but as a friend, in need of a friend. And their relationship grows to where Cap asks him to help. What they did with Sam in this movie, which I was really proud of, was they humanized him. You know, he is the eyes and the ears of the audience into a superhero world, because he's not a superhero. He's a regular guy with a flying suit that just has the ability to really kick ass. So looking at it that way, it's really easy for the audience to gravitate towards him because they learn all the information through him.
Natasha, what's your status?
Status, Natasha.
Hang on! Well, you know, when we first see these two characters, they've been working together a couple of years. You know, they're successful at what they do, right? They get the mission accomplished.
They're like work spouses. You know?
Yeah, they are. They are. They're definitely, you know, like they hand it off to each other, and everything's like running. This operation's running pretty smoothly. You know, they're friendly, but like they probably don't hang out on the weekends. You know, and I think it turns out that, you know, they have this kind of unexpected, I would say, unexpected similarities between them. You know, one of their similarities, they're probably more similar than any of the other two characters in the Avengers, surprisingly. You know, one of their similarities, you know, they definitely put up that wall, obviously protecting themselves from getting too deeply invested. And second of all, they've both been, you know, because they're both these kind of reluctant superhero types in a way, it's not really, they didn't really ask to be here. They don't really know, they've never really asked themselves, like, am I doing what I want to be doing? What do I want? You know, who am I? Why do I want what I want? You know, these things that kind of basically, you know, when you make decisions for yourself, you're active and you kind of, you know who you are. But I think they're both realizing that they just don't really know who they are as people. And they recognize that, like, that seems familiar in one another.
Well, it's this kind of odd couple. You know, there's a real dichotomy between the two of them. Black Widow's lived a life of deception and lies, and Cap couldn't lie if he wanted to. And I can't give too much away about the plot, but something happens, and they need one another. And as a result, they learn quite a bit.